Yeah.
But we'll talk. Speak on the subject, man. What do you believe? What do you think about corporal punishment, and what you've seen over the past few shows where I've shown that these women are doing this to their children? Some arrested, some not. What do you think about that type of punishment?
Well, Tommy, I'm going to agree with you on this one. I think that anybody, some children just need attention. And, I don't want to compare children to animals, but when things, people, animals, things, act out, it's like, what are they searching for? I know you covered this a couple colors and a couple minutes ago, but what is that, person lacking? What is it attention? Does a baby need its diaper change? Are they cold? Are they hot? Do they need socks on? Do they need a nap? What is missing? So that's kind of what I feel. It's like, is it a fine line? Some things do need punished, possibly, but it's depending on the situation. Is your kid getting on your nerves? Getting into stuff? No, absolutely not. I see, hone in and see what that child or see what that individual is looking for. Are they being ignored? I personally don't have children, but I've babysitted children in the past. My family members have children. And, it seems to me when I see a lot of children act out and things is they're missing someone in their life. I don't agree with the gentleman a couple callers back. I forget his name, and I apologize about that. But he was going to the school to punish somebody else's child.
Yeah.
No, and then he made a comment. Noted
That's
his
dangerous.
daddy, his daddy's putting a hurting on him at home. Obviously, that ain't working. You feel me? If the daddy's putting hands on him, why is this individual? I don't know if I maybe missed the part. Was he a family member or something? But
it's like a mentor
why
to
was
the child.
he going? Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm always worried about that as well. That's why I'm not a fan of mentors, because I just think that way too much can go wrong with the so-called mentor being around. But I'm with you on the biggest thing. I think the biggest thing that you said that I really like was you pointed out that we have an issue going on with these children. And anybody that's ever had an infant, you know that an infant, you have to learn their cries because they mean different things. And your older children, maybe they don't cry to get attention. What they actually do is cry out by their attention, by the behaviors that they do, especially if you think the behaviors of your child is abnormal. You would tell, any childhood psychologist will tell parents, look, if you see changes in their behavior, that means there's changes in their lives. You better find out what the changes are in their lives. And I'm glad you said that. And I'm shocked that someone with no children, not shocked meaning I'm talking to the audience more. I understand. People with no children tend to try and understand children better than people who actually have them.
I was a really bad kid. My mom was an alcoholic, so I was a fighter. I wasn't abused. I was sexually abused, but never physically. Unfortunately, my mother didn't know about that. That's a whole other story that, maybe another day, another topic we could cover. But I was your typical white girl that hung out with African Americans. So I used to have dreadlocks. I used to get a lot of crap for that. I was called, oh, you're a white girl. You shouldn't have dreadlocks. Why do you have dreadlocks? That's nasty. I listened to a lot of reggae. I was myself, and I still am to this day. I moved back to take care of my granny, and I'm back in a small, rural town, and I like rap music. I've always liked the culture. I don't know. I came from rural America. I don't know how it started. Maybe watching the Wayans brothers and In Living Color and stuff when I grew up, but I would go to the hood and try and fit in when I was younger, and it was like, man, so many fights. I would get dragged by the way I dressed, and it's like, But what I'm getting back to, or I'm getting a little sidetracked, what I'm getting back to is, though, I was acting out and my mother was an alcoholic, and, my family was like, God, she's out of control. We don't know what to do with her. I went to juvenile a couple times. I was a bad kid, straight up, but I was lacking. I didn't have a father.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any, positive mentors. So that's
And you were
really
trying to find yourself. What
yeah,
we don't
yeah.
understand too is that kids go through a growth and they're trying to fit in. And if we don't know where they're trying to fit in, like if your kids are hanging out with the coat mafia and you trying to tell them to go to church on Sunday, then they will actually turn against you because you're making it harder for them to fit in with the group that they've decided that they like.
I agree. I used to. My mom still would. They would offer me money when I had dreads. I'll give you money to cut them out. They would buy me stuff. Why won't you wear this little frilly sweater? And I'm me. You know what I
But
mean?
look at what
I still
happened with Rachel Dolezal. Her family, because she felt like so comfortable around black people that she wanted to be with them, and her family was like, something's wrong with you. Look at how they're separated now, simply because they don't understand what she's always wanted to be or where she's always been comfortable. And in turn, because she wanted to fit in with blacks, she would rather be called mixed than black. It's the same thing of this movie. I can't remember what the movie was, but the woman was mixed with black and Korean, I think, or black and Thai, the daughter. And she was embarrassed by her mother. She was embarrassed because her mother spoke like someone who was an American. So the black kids that she hung out with made fun of her mom, the way she speak like this. So her mom at least tried to fit in with her daughter. And the message in that movie is true, that the mom reached out to the daughter and it was her daughter's turn to reach out to the mom. But a lot of times children don't understand. She was just embarrassed that her mom didn't let her fit in with the people she wanted to fit in with. Rachel Dolezal, the same thing. If I'm telling people I'm mixed, when they see my white mom, they're going to shoot that down. They don't see my black dad. They see my white mom and my white dad. This ruins what I'm trying to be. So it's not even that you raised the kid wrong. It's just the kid wants to go a different direction. So it takes both of us to sit down and talk to your kids about where you're going, what's going on in your life, and be free and open enough to be able to accept that that may be the direction they want to go.
I agree 100. And it was weird the other day. I was talking to one of my friends. I said, how did I know about, cross colors, IOU, Silvermans? It was like, even in the fifth grade and the fourth grade, I'm in a royal town, predominantly white. And it would be like, I'd have Tupac. And like, I looked back the other day and I'm like, how the heck did I know all that? And it was there. It was what I liked. And, it was just me, and it's wild, and it's why, I'm into, if your kid likes, I never went through this phase, but let them, like you said, let them figure out who they are, because if you've been your whole life trying to mask something, man, it's going to come all out at the end, and it may not be pretty when it does. So I've always done me, and I've got a lot of backlash for that and had a lot of crappy situations being in the club and getting elbowed by a bunch of group of girls or in the restroom. Like, why are you at this club? What are you doing? You're trying to steal our men. And it's like, no, man, I just like the music. This is the music I like. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? So,
and then that would make you in turn lash out more when you got home. If you're getting treated like that around the people you're trying to be around, and your parents don't really understand, they just know you come home disturbed. They know you're bothered by something. And it's easy to take things out on the people we love than the people we're trying to be, and which is the sad part about human nature. The people who we know are always there, we'll treat them like crap. The people who we want to be around who are treating us like crap, we will give them passes.
I agree, but I think, like I said, back to, with the topic, but somebody's, I had a neighbor girl a couple months ago, and she's, moved now, but her kids just, I'd give them little snacks, and I'd find, little stuff here and there, and it's just, you could tell genuinely that it was like, you know what, Kaya's thinking about me. Miss Kaya just gave me this. Like, sometimes you just got, it's that extra mile, that little weird thing, hey, do you want me to put some makeup on you? Or, here's a little piece of candy. Just, that kid is, that kid is somebody too, and everybody needs love. I don't care who you are and what you do. It's good to have a friend, or it's good to have somebody to talk to that, got your back at the end of the day. And I think a lot of things get bypassed by that. Cars, clothes, I love nice things, but man, at the end of the day, it really boils down to if, crap hit the fan. Ain't none of this mean nothing anymore. You really just got each other. Black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican. I hate all people. Either you're cool or you're not. I don't care what color you are. And that's one thing that, thank God, my mom was a drunk, but she always, she wasn't like, oh, you're bringing a black man home or you're bringing a white man. She just genuinely looked at the person, and it's like, people, I'm not trying to get on this or that, but you got crappy people of all race. It's like I get on here and watch your videos, and it's like you got these white hood boogers too that are income tax ballers and just busting out kids for food stamps, and that's any race anymore. You got all
Bad
these
people are bad people are bad people, and I wish that more people would just tell their children, even if you or they have preferences, tell them to watch out for bad people. Why is that not something? Even if you're a kid, you want your kids to have white, they're white, and you want their kids to be white and their grandkids to be white, you still better tell them to look out for bad white folks. Like, if you just tell them because they're white they're good, you're gonna run into a problem. And I'm like you. I hate everybody. I hate all y'all until you prove to me you're not that person. And that's a better way to be. And I honestly think that that's where the abuse of the people that I think we are too comfortable abusing people who we're supposed to be cool with. So it's too comfortable for black people to abuse black folks. It's too comfortable for white people to abuse white folks. It's too comfortable for women to abuse women. It's too comfortable for men to abuse men. And we don't stop to realize something's not cool about what's going on when we are physically abusing our children and then wondering, why is it that our children are growing up physically abusing other people? We think that that's saving them, but all it's doing is teaching them how to be violent. Thank you, Kai. I'm going to bring in a few more people. If
right
you
on.
don't mind.
For having me.
Oh, no
I
problem.
appreciate it.
Very good conversation. I'm going to see if I can